How you doing?
Great. So,
I'm doing all right.
all right, just a thought on hitting somebody else. What it's going to be like for you guys to join practices tomorrow with the Commanders.
It's gonna be really good for us. Really good to compete against somebody else, like you said, see different things that we have not seen yet. It's gonna be really good to sharpen our tools.
Over the years, what have you learned about joint practices? What's the best way to approach them?
As a great opportunity, because like you just asked, we see things that we haven't seen yet. A lot of different looks. Have an opportunity to disguise and do different things, and so that's just a great opportunity this early in the year.
Is it difficult to keep your emotions in check? We've seen that before in joint practices.
Nah, I don't think so. Um, yeah, I don't think it is at all.
I know you talked a little bit about the spring and the summer, about putting last year behind you. I was curious, what about that was a learning experience for you, a teachable experience that you kind of take moving forward?
It was a ton. Personally, it was a big opportunity to learn to lean on my faith, which is something that I'm trying to grow and mature in. And just as far as when things aren't going your way, still being there and showing up as a leader, that's what great leaders do. It's not just about them. So that was a great opportunity to do that.
I imagine there was a little bit of patience involved there as well, kind of each time you're
Always,
kind of getting back to where you wanted to
for
be.
sure.
Do you feel now fully returned, fully 100% where you want to be physically, mentally?
I have a lot of work to do. A lot of areas to get better in, and to be able to help this defense. So that's how I think about it. And so I'm not really trying to think about it specifically to that, but I just have a lot of ways I can get better and to help the team.
You heard the guys up front specifically talk about how this is very much for the Packers defense, especially with the front seven.
Mm.
How much, if at all, does that change what you guys have to do and want to get done in the back end?
Uh, we we got to do our job the same. We got to lock it up and be tight, and be on the same page and things like that. So it doesn't really change it much. We just got to make sure we're honed up and doing what we're supposed to be, doing our job to help them out, just like they're doing their job to help us out.
Kyle, I know you're always trying to work in your game, but when you mention a lot of areas you want to improve on, how much is that related to the system change?
Obviously, it's some differences in the system, and so that's going to be there. There's always stuff to work on, but it is some new things. If I'm being honest, that I have to get used to and learn how to do, and so that's definitely there with the new system.
And that's the extent of the detail you can share.
Yeah, it is.
You were reflective there, and I'm curious. Guys in the late 20s often talk about kind of transitioning to the next phase of their lives and not being able to rely as much on speed and physicality before kind of the thoughtful elements to it. You've always been a very thoughtful player in my experience. Are you leaning more on that now, more going forward, your experience in the league? How much is that coming into play?
I wouldn't say I'm leaning on it anymore. Uh, I'm just trying to be heavy on it just as much as I've always tried to be. And just like the athleticism and things like that, that's going to come and be what it's going to be. But I'm just going to try to lean on it the same and just pick up more, details with that kind of stuff.
You're going to see some familiar faces tomorrow. Jay Jones,
Oh yeah,
Dietrich.
yeah.
Have you talked to them at all? And if not, what do you think it's going to be like seeing them tomorrow?
I haven't talked to him in a while. A little bit after, after everything, after they settled in over there, and so this is gonna be my first time being able to talk to them, and it's exciting to be able to see them.
Is that like catching up? Do you expect to talk some trash? Like what's that going to be like?
I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching close when their defense is out there, and definitely have some positivity and things like that to say after. Maybe a little bit of trash talk, but it's all love though.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Different about? I mean, obviously faces and new coaches and scheme, blah blah blah. But like,
Yeah.
what feels different to you this camp? Feel
Um.
free to grab it. You guys go.
Um. I mean, I think just the team energy. The obviously the new leadership. Also, they've been great. They've been very attentive, very detail oriented. So it's been good. Yeah.
I know there's a team rule not diving too much into scheme, but
Yep.
for guys who have been here the last year plus, it's a sea change getting
Yeah.
into that. From your spot, just your position, and speaking for yourself, what can you say about how this suits your skill set here?
Yeah, no, I think I love the scheme we have going on here. They let us play fast and they let us play free. Without going into it too much, they just have done a really good job of just making it not gray. So it's not like a question of what I got to do that snap. I know what I got to do, and it's just a matter of execution.
Christian, from being around for you, I want to ask you about Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
What is he like to go against as a matchup, both as a
Sorry,
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's been an amazing addition to this team. I see nothing but greatness in him. I think he's going to do amazing in this league. I can't speak highly enough of him. He even got me on a go route the other day that I honestly wasn't expecting out of him, and he just keeps showing that he can play, and I think he's going to help this team. Yeah.
Looking forward to joint practices hitting somebody else.
I'm excited. It's going to be good to go up against a different team other than our own guys.
How
Yeah.
about the offense?
I wish it
Jaden
said so.
Daniels company.
Yeah. No, it's a very different style offense. You got to worry about the QB run game. You got to worry about the option. It's just something that I'm excited about. It reminds me of college ball almost. It's just different. Different. Yeah.
Might you hook up with
Yep.
some of your former teammates who are now
Yeah.
playing with the Commanders?
Yeah.
You stay in touch?
Yeah. No, it would be good to see the guys like DY's. We got Jones. We got a few guys over there that used to be here. And even. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Bye. Go find mama. Love you. Yeah. Yeah. Interpreter. Yeah. I still have guys like even that were on Philly a few years back that I know, and it'll be good to see them. Yeah.
We may be getting ahead of ourselves here, but I'm curious about trivia. One of the things that stood out, at least through the pre-draft process, was his ability when it came to the pass rush.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of that from the other side going up against him.
Yeah.
Not a lot of physical contact in this one,
Yeah.
I know, but like, can you beat that from him at this stage of his career? Or again, are we getting too far out?
It's not. So I think from what I've seen, he's done a really good job. He stays square. He doesn't lunge. He does his job. So if that's just a sign, I hope he continues it going forward. It's all different when we actually get to a game when guys are going full tilt. So it'll be exciting to see for sure.
Speaking of signs, we can obviously see the long speed here, right, in his hands. But when you're behind the scenes, is there anything that tipped you off initially when he got here that like this kid seems a little bit different?
Honestly, I was so focused, trying to be focused. It was hard. Hi, son. I don't think there's anything that really tipped me off other than just after getting into like running routes with him against him. It was something that I was like, okay, like he can move a little bit. So I got it. Whenever I like get on him in coverage, especially now, I got to lock in for the down.
And how do you walk that line when he's out here running double moves? Like you got to respect the underneath, but also you don't want to get beat deep.
So for me, like what's better than catching a 5-yard route or like a 20-yard, 80-yard touchdown? That for me, it's like protect the deep, and then I'm fast enough I can break on the slant, and then we'll see who comes out with the ball at that point. So yeah.
Emotions that tend to get high in a joint practice. Have you guys been warned at all by your head coach to keep everything in check?
We'll talk about that here soon, especially. But I know from experience that it's usually always like it's either teams ready just go right out the gate, or it's usually the second day. Obviously, we only have one day with them, so hopefully that we can just keep it about football, and then I think both teams will walk out happy.
Christian, it seems like the offense has more speed at the skill positions this year. Can you feel that as a defender trying to go against them?
Yeah. No, I think our guys have done a really good job of even just like their route running, making. I always say when I'm in coverage, like I know when I'm a win when I'm confident and composed. When they start like getting on your toes, when you start backing up, when then you become unsure, that becomes when we lose reps. And I think they've done a really good job at doing that this year. So it's a credit to their speed.
And it's good prep for you, for other teams that have
Yep.
that kind of speed.
Yep. Agreed. Yes. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Keep kids in check.
All right, Truman.
Hey, how's it going?
Andrew.
Nice to meet you, man.
So a Harvard guy.
Yeah.
Being down the road here. Fox a couple weeks in. How is it?
Yeah, it's great being, close to where I went to school. The Harvard coaches were out here yesterday, so just being able to hang out with them and practice and put on a good show. But it feels like just being closer to that community, closer to that network's been really nice.
Have you felt the transition Ivy League to the NFL? Has that been a bigger jump you feel like than maybe you thought it would be? Because there's so many FBS guys here.
Yeah.
Obviously, you Ivy League. Has it been a bigger jump than you thought, or kind of?
It's definitely a jump, but what I expected, the size and just overall people are a lot more skilled. Technique is better, fundamentals are better, and so that's something that you have to overcome. You can't just win off of athleticism anymore. So going into my third year, and it's something I've adjusted to, but still always growing, building on that.
Truman, we've seen you run with the top defense a couple of times, and guys rotate. Kayshon's been out, Harold one day. What was the feedback you got that day from the coaches about how you performed in that spot?
Yeah, I think the feedback has just been pretty consistent, of trying to build that consistency day in and day out. And so, have good plays, have good bad days. Want to have more good days than bad days, and making sure that I know my assignment, can play fast and play physical, so I can hopefully get into that top group. Yeah.
What's been the biggest surprise for you throughout this spring and the summer here in Foxborough?
I think the biggest surprise has just been getting to know my teammates. Like getting here late in the season last year in December, didn't get a chance to meet everybody in those 4 weeks that I was here. So now I feel like I've really had a full off season with the team, know most of my guys, know everybody's name and a little bit of their story. And so been just surprising to see how well I can kind of fit in here.
You're an off-season award winner too.
Yeah.
What was that like, and was that, I don't want to say was that a goal of yours, beginning of the off-season, but what was that like to be able to win something like that?
Yeah, that was I should have said that was the biggest surprise. Yeah, because I felt like just showed up every day and wanted to give my best effort, give my best work every day. And so if I could bring the energy, bring a little enthusiasm, even just bring a smile to guys, it's something that I tried to do. And that's something that came from Harvard, but comes from even before of just knowing how to work hard.
Your relationship with Coach Vrabel, if you were to fill in the blank, it's what?
I think it's a good, boss and person relationship. Like that's the head guy, and obviously he played my position, so he's more critical of that and has a lot of feedback. But it's been good. It's been a solid relationship.
Are you looking forward to your first go round with joint practices and what that might entail?
Yeah, I'm
Is
looking.
anyone giving you any advice?
Yeah, I mean the advice on joint practices are to treat them like games, just because another team is coming into our stadium, our facility, and so to take that very seriously. This is my first joint practice after 3 years, so that is something just a new element that's coming in. But yeah, just preparing for it like I would a game or like any preseason game.
I'm curious, do you have any thoughts on wearing number 54? There's a history here in New England with that number.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a legacy to live up to. And I'm just doing the best that I can with that. I was given this number, didn't necessarily choose it, and so now that I have it, I have to try and earn it and try to keep it.
We saw Coach Williams, Coach T, back here today after a little bit of a scare yesterday. Just from whatever you saw or heard from after practice yesterday to today, what's that been like to see him back?
Yeah, it's just been great to have him back in the building. His health is something that everyone knows about, and we're just constantly keeping in our prayers and keeping in our thoughts, and know that he's doing what he can to be back.
Were you aware, like worried at all, or did you know it was dehydration and things were like generally okay yesterday?
I mean, I was honestly just in practice and didn't know too much, so I was worried and kind of just had to put it away while we were practicing.
Thanks, man.
Great, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, Jared Wilson kind of has made the move from center that he played in college to guard since he's been here. What have you seen from him, and how are you kind of helping him make that transition?
Yeah, he's been a good athlete. I think something that we preach here is just like kind of the more you can do. So I mean, obviously O-line, you can't just have one position. You got to be able to play at least two. So he's working through that, and he's doing good at left guard.
You mentioned yesterday that he's someone who's like always asking you questions,
Uh-huh.
trying to. Is that something you appreciate in like
Yeah.
an offensive lineman?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was once in that place, once in those shoes too. So I mean, I can understand and see his viewpoint, and some viewpoints where he may not be able to see yet.
How much are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good competition.
How confident would you say that you feel like Drake is pre-snap diagnosing everything, talking to you guys,
Yeah.
and even coming back in the huddle and discussing maybe what went wrong with you guys?
Yeah, he looks good to me. That's all I can tell. He looks good to me.
Now that the pads have come on, you guys have been battling
Mm.
Christian Barmore, Milton Williams.
Yeah.
Talked about him. How is going up against those guys help you improve your game?
Yeah, it's been good competition. Tomorrow will be a test for us. It's been a while since we went against real competition, or I guess opponents. But practice has been good. It's been a battle daily, or every time we've been in pad, so it's been great for me.
When you prep for joint practices, like, are you watching tape on those guys trying
Yeah.
to get ready, or are you more focused on
Yeah, you definitely got to scout a little bit, or just know who you're going against. That's just with any opponent. So treat it as a game.
What's it gonna be like seeing Dietrich Baez and Jonathan Jones in another group?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. Happy for them, but it'll be fun.
You'll kind of be, you might face them a little bit.
Me, probably Dietrich, but nothing I haven't already seen before. So yeah.
You guys have got 3 offensive line coaches on the staff. What are the advantages of that?
Um, Really just coaching technique. Coach technique, or whether one coach may not see something, the other one sees it a different way. We have a lot of conversations, so we all just speak about technique, speak about play, how we understand things. So it's great for insight.
What kind of challenges do Ron Payne?
He's a good player. I mean, star player that's been in the league for a long time. So definitely just got to do my study on him and just make sure I'm ready.
Mike, how does this offensive line compare to offensive lines you've been with in the past?
I'm not going to compare it, but this offensive line is good. And we have a lot of young talent, a lot of guys that can play, and a lot of experience. So I'm excited about this year.
Mike, two rookies on the left side right now,
Mhm.
and Jared. What gives you confidence that would work? Because that's not something in general the teams. I don't think teams say, "Hey, we're going to start 2 rookies on the left side and the
Yeah.
blind side for the quarterback."
Yeah, they're good athletes. As an O line, we're as a group, so we all make sure we're on the same accord, on the same page. So regardless of what year they are, they're good players, and I'm sure they'll compete and show that they belong there.
I know you said before that you're a football player, you're willing to move around,
Mhm.
but is it nice to be in one spot this
Yeah,
whole
it's been
time?
it's been nice to be in one spot. I think it's probably been a while since I've only played one position the whole year, so it's nice. Feels good. Mhm.
Mike, just in the past, Josh has been in the run game. It seems like a lot of downhill stuff,
Mhm.
power and things like that. And I feel like that's similar this time around from what it was.
I think we have a good mix of plays. Definitely with the pass game and with the run game, but I think they marry up with each other, so it's been good to see so far.
And just one more. You played a lot as a rookie,
Mhm.
and just for those young guys, like what kind of advice can you give them about it's a long season and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. As far as playing, just communication, depending on the guys around you. The center is going to be your best friend as an interior guy. Like you just said, it's 2 rookies on the left right now. So, the more communication, the more on cue that they are. And just as far as about the year, they're both athletes. They've been playing a long time. So, just as far as taking care of your body, just staying in the treatment room, staying on top of your diet, and just making sure you're good with everything.
All right, guys. Thank you.
For sure.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How much you look forward to playing against somebody else tomorrow?
I mean, we've been going against each other since the spring, so I think it'll be good to go against other people, see different matchups, kind of see what we had as a team. So I think as a team overall, we ready, but we'll find out when the time comes.
Kayshon, you had a tremendous catch over DJ James at the end of practice yesterday. Did you rule that a touchdown for yourself? There was some controversy around that about whether it was in
Um,
or not.
I would say I for sure caught the ball. I think the main focus was getting both feet in bounds, which I think I did, but who knows? So.
Can you take us through that play and just how great did that feel?
It was a 4th and 3. Gotta have the situation, and Drake just kind of got flushed out the pocket, just a receiver making plays. So.
Year 2 with Drake, just how has that chemistry and that connection been building since the first year?
I say it's important for a receiver and a quarterback to have chemistry, like you said. Every day we out here working on anything we missed during practice, anything he want. I just ask him kind of even if I'm not running the route, I'll just go to him and ask him anything you need. It would never hurt to help him work on what he need to work on. So.
You had a couple of competitive reps against DJ James. Curious, what have you seen from him in your time?
I say with our 2 corners down, I think DJ did a tremendous job stepping up, filling in that role. Kind of smaller corner, but he giving us the looks we need. So big shout out to him.
Kayshon,
Yeah.
how much better are you now than you were 2 years ago when you got
I say much better now than I was 2 years ago. Coming off ankle surgeries, just kind of getting my footing back under myself. I feel better. I play worry free about the ankle, so I'm able to move how I want now. So.
What was the ankle bothering you most? Last?
I really wouldn't say it bothered me last year or the year before. I think what a lot of people fail to realize, just ankle is a big muscle that you need in order to do the things we do. We run routes, we plant all day, everything like that. So it's a lot more that go into it than what people realize.
Was it kind of feeling secure on it to be able to do the things you like to do as a receiver?
Yeah, I feel like I'm able to do everything I do. I still wrap both my ankles every day just in case.
How about going against
Um, I'm not gonna see Dietrich too much, being that we on the perimeter. But John was with us last year. Great cornerback, smart, versatile. So it'll be a good matchup.
Is that the ankle that was broken when you were at the combine? That was just twisted my ear. You had an
Mhm.
ankle that you ran the 40 with.
I wouldn't say it was broken, but I was still kind of getting my feeling, being that I just had surgery too. So,
When did you have surgery?
I think a couple of months before that,
Okay.
maybe probably a year, honestly. But it still was new to me. It was my first ever injury, so just trying to kind of get a feel for it.
Kayshon, what do you see? You had some success last season, but we've already seen some flashes, some incredible catches during training camp. What do you feel is like different about your game this season, or what you really tried to focus on after last season?
Think focus. I mean, focus as a receiver is obviously everything I want. Like I said, previous interview, physicality, just staying in the weight room, things like that. And I think my main focus this off season was coming back in shape. So I feel like I came back in shape, picked up where I left off at, and not getting in shape while we going. So I think that was my main focus, just coming back ready to roll.
How happy are you with your performance throughout camp?
I'm good. I just try to take it day by day. You kind of think about the overview of everything. It'll seem long, everything like that. So just kind of being with my feet at day by day.
How much of a complete receiver do you feel like now with everything you've gone through to get to this point?
I feel better about it. As time go on, you make plays, feel more confident. Playing the game, feel more confident. So it's just really all about getting. I wouldn't say comfortable, but like confident.
Kayshon, the receivers the last couple of days, Baker, what have you noticed from him on the field the last couple of days?
I just say I think I'm gonna speak from a perspective of every receiver that we have instead of one. But I'll just say honestly, any guy on our team can make plays. I think I'm not surprised by the things he do. It might surprise y'all, but we see it on the day to day. We know what everybody capable of, so it really don't surprise us.
And then going back to what you just said about
Mhm.
coming back to, I think if I heard it right,
Mhm.
coming back to this camp in shape.
Yeah.
Why was that a focus for you? Was it something in the spring that you felt like you needed to do? Like, tell me more about.
Just kind of thinking of last season and the little success I had. Just kind of want to build off of that. I don't want to set myself back, but have these high expectations. So it's just kind of keeping myself on that path.
Did you add anything or change your off-season routine to make sure that you came back in shape?
No, it was just I wouldn't really say I added anything. I kind of did the same thing, just kind of didn't slack or anything. So yeah.
I know it was a few days ago, but you had a big play in the scrimmage on Friday too. Do you remember that play? What happened on that play?
I'll just say it was a quarterback and a receiver making a great play. So shout out to JD. Good.
Thanks, Kayshon.
Appreciate you.
How you guys doing? Good. How you doing? Can't complain.
You look forward to hitting somebody else
Uh,
during practice.
I'm always looking forward to that. It'll also be nice to see another scheme. Some elite players. Those guys were a playoff team last year, so it's always nice to see how you measure up against those guys.
You mentioned new players, but you're going to see two of your former teammates in Dietrich Wise and John Jones. Just what's it going to be like to see those guys?
I'm happy to see those guys, man. Those are my dogs, man. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, time on task together. Hopefully they doing well, but when they come back, I hope now we get the best of them. That'd be a good test. I mean, obviously we can't, tackle in practice, but just to see how many times he breaks contain, see what QB runs will hit, things like that. Because we play against some good mobile quarterbacks this year, so definitely see how we, track our eyes, track our guys, get off the blocks, things like that. For sure. But then you have the element of the QB run, design run, where they have one more extra guy that you can block. So, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see it.
Jabrill, what's your impression of Craig? What's him been and some of the younger safeties there?
A great young rookie. All of our rookies have came in and done what they've been asked to do. They bought into the process. It's all about just getting better, getting acclimated to the speed, getting acclimated to the talent, and just getting in that good physical football shape. So, it's still early. It's only week 2 of camp, and those guys still got a long way to go.
Jabrill, we've seen you in the past line up in the box. We've seen you as the deep safety. Have you spent any time watching Kevin Byard and maybe some of the ways that the Tennessee utilize them and think like, hey, I could step in that role. I could do some of those things.
Definitely. You definitely watch guys who excelled in this system. He's one of them, and I'm just gonna, give my best and do what I got to do. Whenever they ask me to do something. We have a lot of versatile guys on the team who can, play different sports, and I'm excited to see how they use all of us.
Have you been watching Jaden Daniels to be ready for tomorrow, and what are the keys for you guys to make sure you keep it contained?
Just like you said, man, he's an explosive quarterback, can make plays with his arms and legs. We still have a little bit more time on task to do on him, but obviously watching him from last year, big playability, could make any throw on the field, and he can, get you a couple first down or some touchdowns with his legs. So, like I said, we're looking forward to the challenge.
Jabrill, you're certainly been a vocal leader in the time you've been here, defensively and team-wide. What will your message be to some of your teammates before tomorrow's practice, which is a really good checkpoint?
And just go out and have fun. Don't leave no stone unturned. Don't dip your toe in the water. They're evaluating this film as if it's a game. It's a lot of great players on that side of the ball, and they want to see you go out and compete, and they want to see you win your matchups. Those guys get paid too, but we want to see only good things on tape. So, that's gonna be my mindset. That's gonna be my message.
Not to look too much in the rear view, but last year you guys had Philly in here and it didn't go so hot, at least on one side of the ball. Do you look at this and say, look, this is a good measuring stick in where we are and where we're headed?
Anytime you get a playoff team to come to practice against you or play them to see how you measure up, against the time, against the talent that they have over there, it's a great opportunity for you. So, we're going to be focused. I know they're going to be focused, so it should be a good time.
Let's take two more.
It's still growing, but I definitely think, we've come together, a little bit better. We both see football the same way. Both think that it should be played the same way as well as, the rest of the coaches. So, it's a good mesh, but, we still got a little ways to go. But, I'm happy he's here. I'm happy to play for him.
At this stage in your career, do you feel like you're still adding things to your game, or do you feel like you're just tweaking to get 1%?
I've definitely still added things to the game. You can never know enough. Be a student of the game. And I watch a lot of tape. See what works well for guys, see what doesn't work well for guys, and then guys that have my specific body type. See what work well for them, things of that nature. So you're always try to get that percent better for sure.
Who are some of those guys?
I'm sorry, like guys like Bob Sanders. I've been watching. Just to name one. I ain't gonna give away my whole blueprint, but I've been watching a lot of his tape.
I just wanted to ask, obviously with last year, it was, probably not the year you wanted on and off the field. I'm just curious, kind of now with the pads on, getting the opportunity to just go out there, practice, and focus on football. How has that been?
It's been tremendous. That's basically all I ever wanted to do. But it's a new year, got a new opportunity, a great opportunity, new coaching staff, new team. We're stepping up to the plate, excited for the challenge.
Thank you.